Hello everyone, my name is Jiayi Li and my student ID is 1086445. This is my video reflection for the ECEC100 Assessment 1. Before I begin today, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land where we meet today. I pay my respect to elders past, present, and future, and extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. In this video, I want to talk about one historical approach, one contemporary approach, two main theories, and two important frameworks in early childhood education. I will explain how they help me understand the childhood and how I can use them in my future work as an early childhood teacher. By looking at these ideas together, we can see how theory, policy, and practice all connect in real teaching. In history, Friedrich Froebel created the kindergarten approach. He believed children are active learners, and they grow through play, songs, and nature. His idea of gifts and occupations helped children to develop creativity and problem-solving skills. It was very new at that time because it showed childhood is a special stage, not just preparation for adulthood. But his approach also has limits. It came from the 19th century Germany, and its mainly showed Western culture. In today's multicultural Australia, we need to change his idea to fit diverse children. Still, his focus on play and holistic learning is very important and still useful today. Now, let's look at the modern approach, the Reggio Emilia philosophy. It sees children as capable and confident learners. Learning here is project-based, collaborative, and connected with families and communities. This environment is like a third teacher, and teachers use documentation to show children's thinking. The strength is, it is democratic and inclusive, but some researchers say it is not easy to copy Reggio outside Italy, because other countries have different systems. Even so, its focus on the children's voices, creativity, and partnership with families connects very well with the EYLF outcomes, like children having strong identity and community connections. When I talk about theory, Piaget's cognitive development theory is very famous. He showed that children think in different ways at different ages. For example, in the pre-operational stage, children may fail conversation tasks, which means their thinking is still very concrete. As a teacher, this tells me I should design activities that are age appropriate and not expect abstract thinking too early. But Piaget was also criticized. Some say he underestimates children and ignored the cultural influences. Still, his stages are useful for me to see general patterns for children's learning. On the other hand, we have Vygotsky and his social cultural theory. Vygotsky focused more on social and cultural learning. His idea of the zone of proximal development shows children can do more with support from teachers or peers. Teachers can scaffold children's learning by modeling, ask questions, or letting them work with friends. This theory is very helpful in Australia because we have many cultures. It reminds me that language, culture, and relationships are very important in teaching. Let's move on to the frameworks. The Early Years Learning Framework version 2.0 is the national guide in Australia. It has 5 outcomes: identity, community, well-being, learning, and communication. It combines ideas from both Piaget and Vygotsky, and it supports play-based and inquiry learning. For me, EYLF is a practical tool. For example, if I see a children playing with water, I can connect it to outcome 4, children as confident learners, and then plan more activities to extend their learning. The second framework I'm going to introduce is the NQS. The National Quality Standard works together with the EYLF. It sets 7 quality areas, like relationships, partnerships with families, and inclusion. For me, NQS is a reminder not only to look at what children learn, but also how safe and inclusive the environment is. Together, the EYLF and NQS make sure my teaching is child-centered, high quality, and professional. In conclusion, Froebel teaches me the value of play, and Reggio Emilia showed me how children are strong and creative learners. Piaget helps me understand children's development stages, and Vygotsky tells me the importance of culture and relationships. Finally, EYRF and NQS give me the frameworks to put these ideas into real practice. As a future early childhood teacher, I believe these approaches, theories, and frameworks will help me understand children better, design meaningful activities, and become a responsible and professional teacher. And this is the list of references. Thank you for joining me today.